Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Canfield. Welcome to today's show. And with me today is Angie Patterson, who's a photographer, an educator, and the author of Making Photography Easy and Fun. Welcome to the show, Angie.
Thank you, Jack.
Now, you've gone and written an amazingly useful book. I absolutely love it because it's already helped me learn how to use my new camera, which I bought a few years ago. And that's why I wanted to have you on the show. I was overwhelmed by the owner's manual for the camera. I felt like I had to have a PhD in technology. But your book lays it all out in a much easier to follow way than all of the manufacturer's manuals I've ever seen. So I'm really happy you're able to take time to join us today. And I'm curious, what events inspired you to make a decision to write a book? It's not an easy thing to do, but you did it. What inspired you to do that?
Well, thank you for asking, Jack. And it's you've already covered, I would say, some of the points. It's just owners, photographers having that camera manual, not understanding it. And it was my own journey, the frustration of similar things. Just photography seemed overwhelming. I wasn't sure how to use the camera. And as I learned these things and it led into teaching others, then I was hearing the same thing. And I thought, why not take this common issue or challenge for people and put the basics into a book, build a good foundation in a book, and then just take it worldwide so that anyone that is having these struggles and wants to just go and play has the opportunity to learn more easily and just go and have fun.
Well, I learned a lot. I mean, just everything from the technology stuff of the ISO settings and how to take your memory card and get that all set up to really how to compose a picture, the rule of thirds, all kinds of things that were, really helpful to me. So thank you for doing that. Now, I'm curious, did you have any aha moments along the way that made you rethink your approach to it as you were putting your book together?
I did. In the beginning, I just really wanted it to be everything for everybody. And then I realized that would not serve everybody. And so I narrowed it right down to then who did I want to serve? And that was just people really wanting to begin with photography, just learn some basics. And so that's who I was writing for, and just thinking of my own frustrations. And just so that it was easy, they could pick up their camera, unbox it, pick up their camera, hopefully get out playing easily, and just keeping it for the beginner, enthusiastic photographer and giving them a good start.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think helps your book stand out from all the others that have been written about photography? What makes it different?
I believe it's unique in the way that it's written, and it was written in the way that we teach, so that if you read something and you come across a word, or you hear something and you don't understand it, but the facilitator is continuing to speak, or as a reader, you continue to read, but really your mind is kind of stuck back on the thing that you didn't understand. And so where I believe the book is unique is it stops there and it explains what someone may be stumbling over. So you mentioned ISO. So maybe if it's ISO, there's a brief description of what is that. So a light bulb moment, and then the reader can continue and come back to that at a later point. And it just takes the confusion out of the terminology.
Well, what I love about it is that literally everything you explain, you should have a little picture of what you're going to be seeing in your little screen, as you're scrolling through different things and where you want to set it and why. And it's just so simple, step by step by step by step by step. I really appreciate that. A lot of people today are taking photographs with their cell phones, and they do get better and better. Make a case for why someone should use a camera.
Well, cameras can give a person, I believe, a lot more latitude. If someone is interested, for example, in bird photography or sports photography, yes, you can capture those with a phone. But for example, if you want that bird that's off in the distance, then, cameras give photographers the option, I think, to really zero in on what they would like to photograph. Maybe they have a big telephoto zoom lens and they're going to be taking bird photography, for example. You can just customize it. There's some gorgeous lenses out there, and they're just going to be able to create some effects and capture photos that just will not be captured this quite the same way with a phone.
Mm-hmm. I was on your website last night and I noticed pictures of birds. You do a lot of nature photography. And also there were two birds, I think you called it synchronicity or something like that, flying through the air. It's beautiful, almost like a ballet. What kind of birds were those?
Those are Canada geese.
Geese, that's what it was. Yeah, I was going to say swans. I knew that wasn't right. But they're beautiful. And like you're saying, you need a camera to be able to capture something like that. So anything else you want to say? What would be your main message to our viewers?
If you aspire to take photos, but you've been stymied by the confusion of it or the technology, just keep it simple. Just learn some basics. Just be able to go and play and follow your heart. And you never know where it's going to lead you, who it will make a difference for, whether it's yourself as a photographer or for someone else whose photos you're taking. And just go for it.
Beautiful. Well, where can people get your book and where can they find out more additional information about you and your work? I know you also do some tutorials and things like that. Where do they go?
Okay, so they can go to my website, which is www.angiepattersonphotography.ca. And they can also go online for my books at amazon.com, amazon.ca, Barnes & Noble, and the Book Depository.
Okay, very good. Well, I really appreciate what you're doing. Anytime someone makes my life easier, I'm grateful. You've done that. And thanks for joining us today, Angie.
You're very welcome, Jack. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Good luck with your book. And all of you watching today, thank you for tuning in as well. Make sure to tune in again next week where I'll have another great guest that can help you live a more productive, happier, and easier life. And until then, I really encourage you to get a copy of Angie's book and learn how to make photography a lot easier and more effective for yourself as well. I'll see you all next week.